I always have had admiration for women who aren't afraid to speak up. I lost something like 2 million followers over the last few years because of political stances. And I'm like, great, social media isn't like real life. We all just know too much shit about each other now.
I've heard that you're doing politics stuff now. Yeah.
Fascism, but funny.
Yes.
It's nice to see the right sort of eating themselves alive for once, because usually they don't do that. It's always us.
So Full House, Fuller House. Is there going to be a Fullest House?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Hello and welcome to the Mary Houlihan Show. Today I am joined by the illustrious Jodie Sweetin.
Well, hello. I think I'm going to put that on my birth certificate. Illustrious Jodie Sweetin. Yeah.
Come on, give me your birth certificate. Come on, give it to me.
Scratch it out. That's legal, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you were Stephanie Tanner, but not anymore.
That's true. Although I feel like I'll probably forever and always be Stephanie Tanner in some regard. Sure. She's never going away, which is okay. We've learned to exist peacefully together.
So Full House, Fuller House. Is there going to be a Fullest House?
I mean, I wouldn't say no. We've always joked that it's going to be like the Golden Girls version. Like I'm just going to be, we're going to live together. We're old ladies. I get a caftan, some cheesecake, call it a day. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So give me the skinny. I've heard that you're doing politics stuff now.
I mean, I guess, yeah, a little bit. I've been really involved in the on the ground protest community here since like 2020. And doesn't look like we're going to have to stop doing that anytime soon.
No.
So unless
but we're allowed to.
And I was going to say until it, becomes illegal. But I've been really involved in that. I sit on, a couple advisory boards for different like Democratic and left-leaning sort of organizations. And I'm working with the Committee for the First Amendment, which is Jane Fonda's organization that she restarted, and just, trying to get people to be as aware as possible as to just how serious things are right now.
Yeah, that rocks.
But like also make it funny,
Yeah.
Fascism, but funny.
Yes. I'm gonna totally repeat what we were talking about earlier.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, no one will tell. I think it's so cool that you're doing these videos with Jane Fonda, because I feel like this is what Funny or Die used to do years ago. Like they would have videos like Pearl the Landlord, but they'd also have videos that like explained political things.
Exactly. I think that when you can present anything through the lens of humor, people understand it more, people relate to it more, it resonates more, they remember it more. And so, Jane and several other people have been kind of starting this monthly thing of like with the Groundlings and with some different politically active people that she knows, and trying to create some, funny political videos. I believe she just released one. What was it? Yeah, she just released one last week, and I can't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, she's amazing. Like I've gotten to meet her now twice, and I'm like, oh, hello,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet she's so gracious.
She is so cool. Like I always, admired her and was like, oh, I want to be Jane Fonda when I grow up. But like having, met her a couple times now, and she's just amazing and so brilliant and smart and just has a really big heart. Like she's a really, really lovely human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she's always been principled, even when she was a young person.
She has. She's always been. I mean, she was, what do they call it? They called her Hanoi Jane or whatever during Vietnam, because she was very anti-war. And I, she.
And she was right.
And exactly. It
right.
turns out. But yeah, I always have had admiration for women who aren't afraid to speak up.
Yeah. And we were saying that like sometimes it feels like comedians of my level or a little bit more famous, sometimes it seems like they don't want to go totally ham about stuff because
Right.
you might offend different networks or you might look difficult.
Right. Well, not on our side anyway, if they don't like to. But if you're on the other side, turns out you can get podcasts left and
Oh,
right.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
Turns
get a
out if
bunch
you're a
of
white
fans.
dude on the right, it works out really well for you.
Yeah. Start a pod. Just kidding.
We need more. No.
But that's like what's so cool about Jane Fonda, and you said Catherine Keener was doing it too. It's like these actors, they're older. They've already done everything that they wanted to do probably, and now they can
Right.
be shit stirrers. They can
You know,
make fun of Paramount, CBS.
Exactly. Oh,
No
that was
worries.
one of the things that we were writing about was, the mergers and like, how do we explain that to people? Why this is a bad idea? Why,
Yeah.
we're all losing in this gigantic merger. But I've always said that for me, the ability to have this platform and have people pay attention, like I don't give a shit about being famous. Like that seems, I actually hate it. But if people are going to know who I am and they're going to pay attention to things that I say and or do or whatever, then I want to be able to use my voice and my platform as effectively as I can.
Yeah.
But I think it's also really like lately it's just I haven't been on social media as much because I'm like, oh, we're just all screaming into the fucking void. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
we're not changing any that we're all in our little echoes and it gets really frustrating. But
Yeah.
but I still am like, okay, how can I still be of service? How can I still be active and do things,
Well, I think it rules.
Thank you.
When I was younger, I had a hot moment. I was working at this comedy website where we would make political comedy videos, and sometimes they were a little bit rage baity. I feel like they wanted us
Yeah.
to get the angry comments, and I would get so many insane comments
So
and
many,
threats
yeah.
and stuff, and I just felt like anyone who like wants to be famous is weird. And
Well, I think people, I've heard people say this before. They're like, "Oh, I just want to be famous," and it's always the thing. You go, wait till you get it,
right,
you know, because it sounds great, but then it's and then you're like, oh, I now suddenly I have to pay attention to what I'm doing because other people are.
yeah. So
But I did a thing
yeah.
with Jeff Ross too that was actually really fun before
Okay.
the election about Roe v. Wade. He played a stork that came crashing into every situation and being like, well, it doesn't matter now because you don't have a choice. So here's your baby. And Jeff called me and was like, you have to do this with me. And again, it was what made me think of that was the comments. People
Yeah.
were like, this is horrible. And I was like, this is hilarious.
Right. And, I've enjoyed getting to be like an anonymous person who makes my art and isn't famous. But like the past couple years, I feel like, oh man, it kind of sucks that I don't have a bigger platform. If I had a bigger platform, I'd do this and that. And like, oh, it's so hard.
Look, even I always say too, like even with a bigger platform, like I lost something like 2 million followers over the
Sure.
last few years because of political stances, and I'm like, great. To me, I social media isn't like real life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I would rather lay my head down and feel principled at the end of
Yeah.
the day.
And the more honest you are about your stances, you're going to attract people who get it. You're not
Right.
going to have wishy-washy people.
Right. You're not gonna
Yeah.
have wishy-washy people. But I also, I also am like, let's have conversations. Let's talk. Let's, not make 15-second videos, but let's actually like figure some shit out,
Yeah, totally.
And I think we will start getting back to that. I feel like there's gonna be this weird backlash against social media and AI. Not everyone, but I feel like there's going
Yeah.
to be a pretty significant subsection of people that are just really not about it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of one of them. And I think that I hope that maybe we start figuring out other healthier ways to connect to, do all that. But we won't because it's fucking capitalism. So,
Sure,
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really important for people to do like on the ground organizing. And if you use your platform online, terrific. But like, I had this experience. I started organizing with my church back in New York, and we'd feed homeless people, we'd package groceries to give out to families. And I found that the people that I was volunteering with were older people. They were people that were not politically correct. They were people that didn't agree with me on everything. I, believe in defund the police type of stuff. And they'd be like, Mary, who you going to call when someone robs you? Like, be for real. And like, I feel like that experience is so important because especially like young people who are just online all the time. And all their activism is online.
Yeah. It's easy to do it online. It's hard to do it out in the world. And it's harder to do it out in the world when you're not only with people who agree with you.
Yes. And it kind of reveals that like agreeing with people online, sometimes it doesn't do anything.
I think that we all just know too much shit about each other now. Like, I don't need to know every thought that pops into every person's head, but over the last however many years, we have given everyone the platform to do so.
Yeah.
And now I think people think that that's what you're supposed to do is just leak your brain out onto the internet and tell everyone everything. And that's not always the case,
Well, that's also such a funny thing because people say that like everyone's so crazy now, but it's like, I guarantee people were crazy back then. You just didn't.
People were crazy. We just didn't you couldn't scroll through it. You know what I mean? It wasn't all like in one place.
I guarantee they were as crazy, if not more.
For sure. And we also know that probably a good portion of the stuff on the internet is not that crazy, but nobody sees the, 94% of shit that's not getting attention on an algorithm. So, we're very much beholden to what people, what companies, what capitalism wants us to see. But I think to your point, going and volunteering and working with other people who maybe fall very differently on the political spectrum, but you're still there being of service.
Yeah.
You're still there. You both agree that people need help.
That you have you can share goals with people who don't agree with you. Whereas like Twitter and TikTok, it's very like, you're a progressive, I'm a leftist, we're enemies.
Right, we're right. And while the left always does that, it's nice to see the right sort of eating themselves alive for once, because usually they don't do that. It's always us.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, great. Great entertainment. The Fall of the Empire. It's fantastic.
When I see people arguing about that stuff, I just switch away because it's like, this doesn't really do anything.
I just stopped. Yeah, I stopped responding. And I think, now that we saw that most of these, Patriot whatever accounts were all like overseas, like Pakistan and North Africa, had nothing to do with our politics. Like, I think, a while ago I realized like arguing with people on the internet is not productive. It's fun though sometimes. When you find a real person and they're just being a dick and you get to do it back, it does feel nice sometimes.
That's interesting. Like I feel like a lot of people don't quite grasp that like a lot of these really insane accounts are people from different countries. And it's not even like a nefarious, like a foreign government trying to, it's social media sites pay you when you get engagement. So these people are smart. They make these fake accounts and say crazy stuff and say, this is going to rile up Americans.
Yeah.
And they get, I don't know, $12.
Should we switch careers then? Is that what you're saying? We would make more?
Yes, we should become crazy people online and move overseas for cheaper rent.
You know what? I would like to move overseas anyway. So no. No, I refuse to give up. I don't want to leave abandon us.
I know. It's fun to fantasize about leaving.
It's true. My husband he just got his dual citizenship though, because he was born in England and moved over here when he was 7. And he just got his British passport. Although it's kind of a lateral move at this point.
Yeah.
But still.
Do you
Unless, Trump says that you can't hold dual citizenship, which I know is something that's on the table as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you do work with the sober community?
I do. I do a lot of speaking, about recovery, about mental health. I've been really public about all of my struggles with that kind of stuff. So I definitely also think it's, I try to share like the humanizing parts of myself, the things that maybe aren't as pretty or, polished. I would much rather be myself and be honest than, try and pretend like those things didn't happen.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's me, Jodie. Check out these awesome lotions.
Right. I mean, to be fair, sometimes, but I will say that I don't do a ton of social media ads, and anything that I have done or will do in the past is either a product that I already use or something that I started using that I actually really like. I am not like,
Sure.
Like I've gotten, offers like, hey, would you? I'm like, no, I don't know.
Sure.
No.
Yeah. Sweetin cigars. Check them out.
Yeah, Sweetin cigars. Yeah, it would tie in nicely with Smoke Show with Sweetin, my comedy pageant. Good idea. Merch.
I recently started going to Al-Anon.
Oh,
have you been?
Okay. I have been to a couple meetings. Usually they would call them double winners meetings, where it was like people who were both in like Al-Anon and whatever respective 12-step meeting they were a part of. But Al-Anon's super important.
It's
My
hard.
mom went to a lot of Al-Anon.
I cry so much.
I mean, it gets it out a little bit.
It's true. I think it's hard to cry otherwise. It's nice to have a space to cry.
Indeed. It is nice to have a space to cry that isn't, a public restroom.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever works.
Right. Now, you don't have to keep your sobs quite as quiet. But but no, I think Al-Anon is amazing because, as somebody on the addiction side of it, so often the addiction is seen as that person's problem, when in reality it's very much family systems and family dynamics at play. And just because somebody gets sober now all of those unhealthy patterns of behavior are still there.
Right.
But, now you have to figure out kind of who owns what. this is mine, this is yours. You got to deal with this.
Yes.
And it could be really hard, I think, for people who aren't the addicts themselves to want to go to Al-Anon, to feel like they have stuff to work on, And I always feel like Al-Anon is really great at being like, they have their stuff to work on, but you have yours to work on too.
Yes.
Boundaries and, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Enabling, worrying. And it's funny because it does make me connect like what I did in my relationship. It's patterns. You do it in your family. You do it with your friends.
Yep.
I mean, like I've said, I'm always complaining about, I wish this celebrity would use their platform. I wish this celebrity would use their platform. And even that is like, why won't you do this thing?
Right.
Why won't you
do the thing that I need you to do
Yes.
so that I feel better?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And hello, dummy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't force people to do stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Turns out you can't. And I have 2 teenage daughters, and I am very aware of that every day.
Is that hard, or are you good at it?
I don't think any parent would probably say they're good at it,
Like,
because I
I'm
think
so
most
good at
parents
this.
are like, I have fucked this person up beyond belief. I am so sorry.
Sure, yeah.
But no, I think, you know what? I'm honest with my kids, and I have really good open relationships with my girls as far as like they can tell me stuff, and I'm like, okay, just taking in the information, not panicking on my face that you just told me this.
Sure,
Because,
yeah.
you want your kids to be honest and open, and sometimes it's terrifying.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We were not allowed to be honest.
Oh, no.
No.
It was, it was very much, I feel like our generation grew up with parents who saw any failing in their child or misstep as their fault or an embarrassment to them, like
Yes,
somehow it
yeah.
was very personal. which is definitely an Al-Anon thing. Like, why did you do this to me?
Sure, yeah.
And often it's like, I just wasn't even thinking about you.
Right. And yeah, I was talking to my therapist about that stuff, and she was like, well, what were your parents' lives like? And then I was like, oh,
right.
Of course you're not allowed to be negative
Right.
or say anything wrong.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's all the stuff that, again, you go back to and you're like, oh, I learned how to keep myself emotionally protected or this or that, and I had great parents who loved me and who didn't struggle with addiction and who were wonderful people. But like, you can't raise another human being without screwing up along the way because you have your own stuff that you're bringing to it,
Yeah.
So plus, want to keep it fun. The therapy is generational.
Yes. It's so fun. My brother, he has kids and none of the rest of us have kids. And it's really funny to watch him parent and like watch him like worry about things where you're like, you don't have to worry about that. They're kids. It's fine.
I'm a pretty chill parent. Like, I'm not one that's like really uptight about things. I'm very much like, the fuck around and find out mom, where I'm like, oh, you did the thing? Well, it sucks for you.
Sure.
But yeah, it's always, I think any parent, you feel like you're not doing enough in so many areas and doing too much for them in others. And you're like, I failed.
Sure, yeah. Well, I guess everyone fails and it's fine.
We're all failures. That's okay. No, we're not. But we all,
well, we all fail at something.
We all fail at something.
Yeah.
But I also think I've always tried to be like, it's not really failure unless it completely knocks you down and you don't keep moving. Like, that is failure to me.
Right, yes.
But yeah, trying to keep going, but screwing things up along the way. That's my brand.
Nice. So you want to direct multicam
I do.
sitcoms.
I do. I got the opportunity to do it at the end of Fuller House, and I loved it. And, I was like, this is great. Because ideally, I want to move more behind the camera, directing, writing, producing, stuff like that.
I love multicam sitcoms so much.
Multicam sitcoms are... There's something about them that is familiar no matter what year they came out. It's comforting. It's something like that feels nostalgic, even if it's a newer show,
And they're always like just joke machines, which I like.
It's just joke machines. It's got a rhythm, boom, 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 joke, boom. Like, it's just constant in a scene. And I love the machine of a multicam sitcom. Like, once you're kind of in it and in the groove, it's a pretty well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
you're not leaving the stage. It's
physical comedy. It's like vaudevillian sometimes. Like,
it is
so silly.
It is.
Yeah.
It's silly and fun, and I think the world could use some silly. More often.
I want to be in a multicam so bad. Please help me, Hollywood.
Okay, you want to be in a multicam. I want to direct a multicam. So if you could, you have two people right here ready to go. Let's do it.
Okay, so maybe we should come up with a show. Okay, so a newly single mom returns to her home.
Okay.
In Maine.
Like it.
And she has to
She has to take over her parents' dog sledding business, which is doing really poorly because of climate change.
Yes.
And PETA.
Yes.
So she's basically having to like take over her parents' rural farm and dog sledding business, but without dogs and no snow.
And the main PETA guy in town
is meet cute time.
They fall in love.
Yes.
They fall in love.
Actually, this feels more like a Hallmark movie.
Okay. Well,
either one. You know what? We could go either way with it. Yeah. But I it's like Northern Exposure, but
sure, yeah. Okay, what about a woman finds out she had a kid. She didn't know that she had a kid because
she has
A mental thing.
She has dissociative identity disorder and was stuck in one identity for several years and then kind of came out of it but can't remember what happened. And she's like, oh my God, I had a kid. And yeah.
And so now they're reunited.
I've always felt like we need to see the story of the mom that doesn't know that they had the kid.
Yeah.
You know, we never see that story.
Yeah, let's do it.
Disappointing.
Okay, what about a woman who she works at a bank.
Okay.
And the bank is full of hookups. Everyone that works at the bank is always hooking up.
They're just getting freaky in the safe?
Yes, they're getting freaky in the safe.
Safe deposit box, indeed.
And she has to be like, guys, stop hooking up.
Stop.
We have to give out money.
Right. You can't count ones with your wiener. Yeah. Like, yes. I like that.
I think it's good. That has legs.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it does. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that there's so many stories to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Feeling good.
Yeah, great. Hollywood's knocking down our door to come and do these ideas.
What do you think is the future of Hollywood? I guess specifically people paying to make shows. Do you think stuff is going to like move?
I don't, to be very, very honest, I don't know at this point. I think between AI, between mergers, between political stuff, and between the rise of short form videos and, YouTube and things like that, with entertainment and all of it becoming much more democratized where, anybody can create. It's going to be interesting to see where companies are going to want to put money into things, because we already see that they just want established IP. They want something that's already been done and, something safe. And I feel like we're starting to edge closer and closer towards, the Paramount Netflix sort of thing.
Sure, yes. When I was in my 20s, I did a lot of public access comedy.
Yes.
And it was awesome because it was 3 cameras, a live audience.
Public access is very important. And we don't have it anymore.
So my big dream, Jodie Sweetin, is to get a zillion subscribers on YouTube and then just produce stuff like that.
I think that's very, very possible.
Okay.
I mean, Bob Ross did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't, anything's possible, Mary. Anything's possible.
I need to get those people who make rage accounts in other countries. I need to get them to subscribe and get all their friends to subscribe.
I don't think it's that hard. I think you just kind of pop up and suddenly they're like, hey, I want to follow you, and just accept everyone, just all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to get real weird on your page in the comment section.
Do you know Ray Wong?
I don't.
She's running for mayor.
Okay. On the more progressive. Okay.
Big time.
I'm going to like that because I was, I liked Gina for mayor at LA, the progressive. I'm blanking on her last name right now, but I was very much promoting her when it was, the race with her and Karen Bass, and Karen won. So we take what we get and we try and, hold their feet to the fire. But I would definitely like to see someone more progressive, although I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll see.
I think don't you think people are tired of hearing crap? Like, people are tired of hearing like corporate Democrats say like just nonsense, like not promising.
I definitely do. I definitely do. And one of the organizations I work with is the Grassroots Dems HQ. So they work with a lot of like more independent, trying to kind of bring them more progressive ideals and stuff into the how do we get this to coalesce and happen, you know what I mean? So that we can get more progressive candidates. But yeah, I think people are just tired of bullshit across the board.
Yeah.
And we're only going to see more of it with AI and with all this stuff. So it'd be interesting to see where people go with things.
Yeah. I'm a big Zoran head.
What is that?
Zoran Mamdani.
Oh! I thought I was like, yes, Zoran Mamdani. was not for some reason I was picturing something more like the guy in Big. What is that?
Oh,
the fortune teller,
Zoltar.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? Is this a new? Yeah, it's a new sort of game. No,
But-
Mamdani is great, and I love him, and I'm very excited to see what he can do in New York City.
Yeah.
But
So
again,
I'd
it's always
love
hard to go up
see,
against money.
In Los Angeles, people run on that type of, he's a democratic socialist, but he really was being like nonpartisan. He was saying whether you are Republican or Democrat, whether you like me or not, I'm going to make your bus free.
That's the thing,
And
right?
people will vote for that.
You're mayor of the city, not
Yeah.
mayor of this particular portion of the city, And yeah, I think, I mean, to be fair, most of America's, crazy leftist ideas and policies are pretty
like,
middle of the ground
you
for
can
any other
have
developed country.
healthcare. You can go to the doctor when you feel sick.
Yeah. Don't talk
Pretty
crazy, Mary.
extreme.
Why would you do that? Come on. That's silly.
God,
And your
what a
eyes
world.
and teeth are separate. So they're actually not technically part of your body. You can don't need to insure
yes,
those.
No, yeah. What am I, a Rockefeller needing to go to the dentist?
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. No. Who needs teeth?
Oh my God.
We're all drinking electrolytes now and it's becoming idiocracy. Complete with Crocs.
Do you meet a lot of yoga moms?
Ironically, my best friend does yoga every day, but is the antithesis of like the hippy dippy yoga mom.
Yeah, the anti-vax,
Oh God,
anti-fluoride.
no. Yeah, they're probably
love
around. I'm
fluoride.
sure there's tons of them here in LA. I mean, you could pop into any Erewhon, and I'm sure you'd find a surplus.
In the supplement aisle, yes.
Yeah, but no, I try and avoid those people.
Sure.
Yeah. Usually, I find if I'm just 100% myself, as soon as I walk in the
keeps
room,
away.
it eliminates the riffraff pretty quickly. They're like, oh, I don't think we're for each other, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably not.
That's a good message.
Yeah.
Well, final plugs. You got final plugs?
I do have final plugs. Final plugs. You can check out my Full House Rewatch podcast with Andrea Barber, who played Kimmy Gibbler. It's called How Rude Tanneritos, and we are watching the series from the beginning because we never watched Full House. I have never watched Full House, and now I can say I've watched the first 5 seasons of it because of our podcast. But I make fun of it, and it's silly, and we have a good time with it. But I'm doing that. And I have a comedy show, a live comedy show here in LA that we've been doing called Smoke Show with Sweetin, a comedy pageant where we put stand-up comedians through the most fucking ridiculous beauty pageant you've ever seen. And we are doing San Francisco Sketch Fest with that in January. And also Netflix's Joke Fest here
nice.
in LA. So been working on that, been working on writing, just kind of political stuff, keep a little hand in everything. But if people want to follow me, they can find me at Jodie Sweetin on Instagram and at Jodie Sweetin on TikTok. Although I do probably more on Instagram because I am an elder millennial and TikTok scares me.
Sure, yeah. Well, check out Jodie Sweetin. She's hilarious. She does stand-up now. Go watch her. Come on.
Yay! Please, I need you. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, Jodie, thanks.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast. I can't wait for our dog sledding show.
Wait, I have one more thing to say. Cut it out.
How rude. There you go.
Yay. Bye,
Ta-da,
everybody.
bye.